God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that all council members are present. We have had an amendment to the agenda. So if I can get a motion to accept tonight, the change in the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is amended as shown. Mayor's report. I wish to apologize. Yesterday, we had a workshop that was short posted inadvertently. I thought it was still on the website, but it was no longer there, and I got it posted late the day of the meeting, so I wish to apologize to both the citizens and the council members on my oversight. And I will endeavor to do much better going forward. Thank you. Chief.
Couple things. We completed our selection process. Ron Dersch will start Thursday out here in place of Doug St. Denis. Ron was a former prosecutor. When I started working here, the first training I had to go to, they have all these presenters that get up, and then this really intimidating prosecutor stood up in front of everybody. Had us all scared to not stay awake and not listen. And that was Ron. And he got about 28 years prosecuting for Snohomish County, and then he decided he wanted to be a deputy sheriff and work on the streets. And so he's been doing that for close to 10 years now. Really good guy, a lot of expertise both in criminal law and in police tactics. He's on our SWAT team. He's just a very well-rounded deputy, and he also lives just on the edge of the Gold Bar contract region out here, inside the region though, and so he just kind of brings also that sense of just being part of the community and wanting to be making a difference in his own community where he lives as he goes to work every day. So he'll be a great addition. We're sad to lose Doug, while at the same time the sheriff's office in general as a whole gains a good deal by having Doug where he is as a trainer. The guy's just an expert at what he does when it comes to training. So he teaches a lot of people how to train, and he's just good at what he does. The other thing is this naloxone. I talked about it a little bit. We're carrying that now. I've been issued naloxone. Most of my guys have it. Rick Reiner was on vacation when they went through the first round of training. He'll have his in a few more days. That's a drug that we carry. It's a nasal spray. Somebody overdoses on any kind of an opiate, we stick that in their nose, get a little bit of a squirt, and within minutes they are wide awake and they're no longer high. Works really well. So it's a short-acting drug, and so it doesn't save them completely. They're not out of the woods. They're just out of the woods for long enough to get them in an ambulance and on their way to a hospital where somebody can keep them alive long enough for that high to wear off. So good thing to have that. The last thing, I got a flyer today on this, and this doesn't say in here that I can't share it, and so I will if anybody wants to take a look at it. It's my flyer. I'm going to hang on to it, but if any council members want to see it afterwards, or anybody here, it's a counterfeit drug. It is called Oxy 80 or Oxy CDN. It's a fake oxycodone pill that is now being circulated on the market. The Canadian government states that it's an organized crime thing. It seems to have hit up there first. It moved down into Montana, and then Montana agencies have been circulating information out. We expect it to be here soon. It's most likely being made in Mexico. It is oxycodone and fentanyl. If the pills are typically light blue or green, and if folks are snorting it, which is one of the preferred ways of using it, you'll see the green or light blue mucus in their nose. And it's a good indication that it's on board. It is much, much faster acting than heroin, or than OxyContin. It is about 100 times more potent than OxyContin, about 20 times more potent than pure heroin. It's killing people across Canada and will be in the US, I'm certain, just left and right, because folks use it thinking it's just like the oxy they're used to using, not knowing that it's so many times more powerful, and they just start dropping dead. I don't know whether the naloxone is gonna do as much good with that. It will if they're still alive when we get to them. But the scary part of it will be trying to get there while they're still alive, because it acts so fast. So it's a spooky deal. I can show folks the flyer. It comes from the feds and comes out of Canada. It was shared with us by them. And I think their idea is to get this out. I know they've been sharing it with news media as well. So again, I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't heard of it being seen in Snohomish County yet, but I fully expect that if it's in the US anywhere, it's going to be here too. So just something that we're all, just one more thing around the corner. So wish I had good news, but for that I didn't. I put on my stat sheet for Gold Bar. There wasn't a ton of stuff in Gold Bar this last month. It looks like the burglaries are up, but it's not a huge number. There are 3 burglaries, 1 commercial, 1 residential where a firearm was stolen, and one other residential burglary as well. So if that maintains a trend with those kind of numbers, then our burglary numbers are up. But for that to happen in one isolated month, I'm not jumping to that conclusion yet. So that's it.
Thank you. John?
Things are slowing down, that's for sure. Some of the big stuff going on is I reviewed the 60% plans and specifications for Fifth Street sidewalk. But then having some good communication with the restaurant next door, tried to contact the people on the other side of Orchard because we have 3 trees we're gonna take down. Anyway, the specs, they were redlined, plans have been redlined, sent back. The next set will be 90% set, and that'll go to the people who got the grant from TIB for their review. So we're right on time with what we need to be doing there. This week I got 2 more conditional use permits submitted to the city. So that process will probably start next week. I'll pass them on to the consultants for their review and what they're supposed to do. And on the good note, you know, it's a little grant, but it's a good grant. It's from Association of Washington Cities. It's a safety grant, and it's for $1,000 that we get from Association of Washington Cities, and it's used to replace stop signs, speed limit signs. I'm gonna call up and see if that means, if we can shove a couple of street name signs in there too. But we did get that grant, and I think we have till like November or something to spend that money, but we'll spend it well before then. So that's pretty. And, a lot of other stuff we're doing, if you have your council packets.
John, for those street name signs, if you want to tie it to safety when you call them, you know, to remind them that most people nowadays are carrying phones, calling 911 from a phone, and need to tell us where they are, and those street name signs are how they do it. And so, so that you can tie that to safety there.
We did order a bunch of street signs. There's a place down in Monroe that makes up signs up 17th, that neighborhood back in there. They just disappear right in that. So I bought some signs to replace what's missing, plus a few additional ones too.
Lisa? No. Lee?
Yes, we had a production productive meeting today with the water comp, on the water comp plan with Pace Engineering. We went through a lot of the Department of Health requirements that they sent us that we have to answer to, and which Pace Engineering seems to have it pretty much under control. We went through the cost from Pace Engineering, what we've already paid and what we continue to have to pay, which we'll have more information on that. We'll bring that up for approval on the 19th of May, in our next meeting. But it was a productive meeting. We're left well satisfied. They did, Pace Engineering did agree to eat $6,000 worth of their bill that they thought that maybe they overcharged us for, which was good. But we still isn't very expensive, so it looks like it is coming to an end. And they couldn't guarantee that it would come to an end, but they did guarantee that everything that the health department requires us to do with the letter that they sent us, they did say that they could, that would be taken care of. And so unless the health department comes up with something else that's not on the letter they sent us, that will be done, and probably have it done on the meeting of June the 2nd would be when this will be brought to us, and we will adopt it on June the 2nd, and we will be done with it. Send that back to the health department, and hopefully everything will be approved for the next 10 years. That's all I can think about saying.
If I may add on to Lee's, Katie Isaacson, we will have a meeting with her on May 7th for the water rate study, first draft. So that may well be something we can see on the June 2nd meeting as well.
Yeah, great.
Bob?
Nothing.
Tom?
I'm good.
Amy?
Just a couple questions for Dave. Can you make sure that the fire department is up to speed on that flyer that you got about the new Oxy puts out?
Yes.
Make sure that they know. And yeah, I can see Narcan working for about 5 minutes on that. It's scary stuff. And I just want to, how to put this, just an attaboy for the police presence we have here. I've just been really, really upset about the stuff that's been happening in Baltimore and all, and the policeman that was just recently shot in New York and died. And just let you know that I'm really impressed with the quality of our police presence that we have here in Goldbar.
Here.
Thank you. Paul?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Do we have any citizen comments at this time? Okay, we have on our old business is the continuance of Lay Road. I have received back from Park, as you know, they want to do the 2-year study. I have put in a phone call, and they will not be backing up with Kirk Pearson's assistant until Thursday. So we are continuing to work on this issue. In our new business, we have the well board had an issue come up, which was an emergency, so I had to approve this amount so that they could get started on it.
It's not fixed yet.
But I had to go ahead and get the approval done on ordering it, so it would get the ball rolling, per se.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that the mayor be given the authority to, you're not ready for a motion?
Well, you have more on it.
No, it just has to do with, there's a lot of electricity goes through it, and it's a panel with some relays in it. And they're pretty well fried, so it's buzzing a lot, maybe not making good contact. It is working, but when it fries, it's gonna fry, so we have to replace this little panel box. Not an electrical components in it. Or it won't run.
And that's this bill, the fax from TSI.
Okay,
I'll make a motion the mayor be given the authority to pay this bill for the technician systems.
I have a second.
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this matter?
Well, just for curiosity, it said it was a 440 volt relay. Is it an old one or?
It's been in there forever,
or
as long as I've been here.
close to for, not quite for?
Is there anything else that could be covered in the replacing of that?
No, that's a standalone component. You know, that's one thing we looked at when we did the upgrade to well 4 with the booster pump station and, you know, the ideal thing possibly is the VFD. We have VFDs, variable frequency drives, the pump house. And what that does, it starts your motor slowly. And so you don't have a VFD for the 75 horse motor in the pump house, in well 4, the actual well building. You know, they have what they call a soft start, and what that does, it doesn't speed your motor up as efficiently and as continuous increase as a VFD, but it does start it in stages. So when your pump starts, it doesn't pump 500 gallons a minute. And it'll start off pumping so many gallons a minute. When it reaches that constant flow, then it, you know, does it in increments. You know, it's an old unit, like all the electrical stuff. But, you know, excuse me, you know, we haven't had any problems, just people,
Not electric.
not on electric.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Approval for the soft start replacement is complete. Resolution 1503, amending the fee schedule. This portion is on the NSF checks, updating the amount because we're undercharging, so. Who's one?
Talk about it a little bit while she's looking for it. What Denise realized was that the fees have gone up from the bank for NSF charges. And so what the city is currently charging somebody when a check gets returned doesn't cover the fees. And added to that, there was some confusion about the quote of the relevant RCW in the current fee schedule. So we looked up the RCW, clarified the wording and the interpretation in the resolution. So that's what you'll see up there, the change in the wording.
Quite a bit more elaborate than previous.
A little more elaborate. It's actually a direct quote of the RCW rather than just referencing and getting the reference a little too broad. So hopefully that'll make it easier for Denise to do her job.
confused here, because it looks like the NSF charge was $40 before, and now it's 35.
No, I can scroll up. Some? Okay. Oops, wrong way. So the $40 was 12%, an interest rate of 12%, or the face value, or $40, whichever was greater. But that was only for an interest rate on a NSF that already had been paid. So if someone was charged an NSF fee and they didn't pay it, after 15 days, you could charge 12% or $40. So that's where the $40 came from, but the way it was worded, it was too confusing. So then if you look down at B, it makes it clearer. Let me find it here. If the check has not been paid within 15 days of notification, then that's where the RCW comes in, and you can charge the interest and the $40. Prior to that, they will have already been charged the $35 for the NSF fee. So it's kind of the reason they needed to redo the resolution, because it was just too confusing.
Obviously,
Yeah.
and it worked.
Yeah, but, yeah. Any other questions on it?
Can I get a motion on resolution 1503?
I move that we adopt resolution 1503.
I'll second the motion.
Does anyone wish to discuss this matter further? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion is carried. 1503 is approved. We have a Department of Corrections contract for the services, prisoner services, coming up again. So we want to reinstate that. And they have done some wonderful job. We're starting to get the land across from well 3 cleared so we can get some paths over there and an area for kids to play that's for that neighborhood.
Yeah, they've done a really good job up there, and not only that, but they trimmed the overhanging branches along First Avenue West. That was really hanging over and catching your rig as you went underneath them. So I think they, so far I've seen, they've done a really good job for the city.
And they're hard workers. This is for another year.
So I make a motion that we accept this Monroe Correctional Complex contract for another year.
I'll second that motion.
Anyone wish to discuss this matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion is carried. On the last item, we have a tractor repair that needs to be done. We originally approved front loader for $8,000. But when they brought it in to get it put on, they found that there were additional problems. John, would you like to?
Okay. As the mayor said, we approved $8,000 for the front end loader bucket on tractor that we have. Once we got the machine in to the shop, they got looking, and there was a major problem. I think about at least 10 or 12 years ago, there were some bolt holes that stripped out and there was a backing plate put on where all the bolt holes were stripped out. And it has to do with the clutch housing, and it just gets convoluted. But anyway, in order to put the front end loader bucket on, they wanna make sure the machine's safe. In order to make the machine safe, they wanna make sure that the repairs to what was put together 10 years ago are repaired properly. And so you have a list of items in order to make the repairs to that tractor. They have to tear it in half. And if they tear it in half, the clutch box, which they have to replace, is right there. So we need to replace the clutch because the work is in tearing the machine apart to get to the first part. So repairs to the tractor alone, the estimate's $5,179. So I've been talking back and forth with Richard and the crew and the mayor. And, you know, at this time, with the city being, you know, we're still dollar conscious, I made the suggestion that we take the monies that we're gonna put in the backhoe bucket and utilize those monies to make repairs to the tractor, and look at the backhoe bucket down the line sometime. Because otherwise you're looking at $14,000
Have,
with the backhoe, with the bucket repairs.
I read in here too that they were, saying that if there were any issues with the clutch, have they looked at that?
When it's tore apart, they're right in there anyway.
Uh-huh.
And that, you know, I think that's in, you know, they're looking in here. And I'll have them look closer at the clutch, but.
They have to wait for the approval in order to actually break it open
Yeah.
and see, so.
Well, that's quite the job, to break it open.
Oh, yeah, if you're gonna-
Oh, boy.
If you're gonna tear it apart, get it done now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly, so our original estimate on this is 5,000. We have, with the front loader, we have an $8,000 window at least, and, after our discussions, it's far better to get the tractor up and working well, and rather than stretch us thin, to do the front loader like next year, or when we can afford to do it again. It would be too much on our budget to try and do both.
But, so how can we word it that if they do find issues with the clutch, that we could address getting the clutch fixed?
I think what you could do is just, you gave approval for $8,000 for the bucket, just take that $8,000, keep it at that price, and change it in consensus or however you do it from the bucket to tractor repairs.
We're asking
I think
to
so.
allow the 8,000 to be, repair of the tractor rather than a front loader.
Because the 8,000 was approved through a motion, you'll wanna make sure that this change is also done through a motion.
Exactly.
I think that's good.
I'll make a motion that this be approved for a limit, for amount not to exceed $8,000.
Where else can I go with that?
Can I get a second?
Second that motion.
Anyone else wish to discuss this matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same. Motion is carried. The money for the front loader will now go to the fixing the tractor itself instead. On the workshop we had yesterday, we will be having the next part on June 8th at 7 p.m. Again, this is just a workshop, so the citizen input will be on the following one on June 16th. We'll get the full calendar now posted on the website. And if anybody wants the audio from yesterday's
next workshop will be June 8th,
June 8th.
then the meeting, we won't have a meeting that day. We won't have a
June
council.
8th is Monday.
It's
Pardon?
Monday. The council meeting, we approved the 2 days, so Monday, June 8th is the next workshop.
Okay,
June 16th will be a regular council meeting, and that's where we'll do approval of the items we wish to put into the budget. And that's when we can have citizen comment on agreements or disagreements or suggestions or ways that we can actually get these projects done.
okay.
That'll be June 16th. July 7th, we'll finalize all of that stuff. Are there any final council comments?
I would like to thank our court clerk, Lisa, for getting our minutes and other information out in our boxes so we can pick them up by Thursday night or Friday morning. Give us a chance to go over before the meeting, so that's working out real well, and I'd like to thank Lisa for that.
Good to hear, thank you.
Any further? Now look at the minutes of April 21st, 2015.
I make a motion that minute for April 21st be accepted as presented.
I'll second that.
Are there any further comments on these minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. We have vouchers.
I move that we approve vouchers 30582 through 30613, for a total of $129,426.16, which claims are $106,598.91, and payroll is $22,827.25.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vouchers are approved. Are there any other citizen comments at this time? We'll move to adjourn.
Make a
No
motion.
further business, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Go for it.
Second that.
And I'll call the council meeting of May 5th, 2015 adjourned.
Call for a
Oh, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's been a good day.
That has been a good day.
The meeting's adjourned.
All this days tomorrow night?
Yeah, here.
Six or 6:30?